This lesson is on dimensional analysis. That's what the book calls it. It's also called conversions or making conversions. It's basically switching from one kind of unit of measurement to another kind of unit of measurement. We use it mostly in science classes and chemistry classes, but we use it in math classes also when we are looking at units of measurement for lengths and widths. An example problem might be that you need to change 543 feet into miles, and a lot of kids know that the conversion is 5,280 feet are in a mile, but they don't know, do you multiply or do you divide by 5,280? So these are simple steps that you can use, and you can use them no matter what you're converting into what. They're steps that are universal. So step one is you start with what you know. Okay, we were starting with 543 feet. The next thing is to find your conversion amounts. And that's the part where we know that 5,280 feet are in 1 mile. So we have to figure out the conversions that will get us from feet to miles. Then you write the conversion, this is the key part, you write the conversion as a fraction with your starting measurement on the bottom. So since we're starting with feet, feet has to go on the bottom of the fraction. In theory, you can write conversions either way, but we need it so that we can cross out the parts that we don't want anymore. So you have to do the starting measurement on the bottom. Then you simply write it as a multiplication problem. So 543 feet times, and then we would write 1 mile over 5,280 feet. You write the starting measurement on the bottom because whatever's on the top, if it has a matching part on the bottom, it can be crossed out. So that's what we do. We cross out the feet and the feet since they're matching. One's on the top, one's on the bottom. And then we multiply across the top, divide across the bottom. So we'd take 543 times 1, and we'd divide by 5,280. That would give us 0.1028, and our units are whatever value is left, whatever value hasn't been crossed out. So 0.1028 miles would be what is left. And that's the steps for making conversions. Let's try one more. Maybe. Oh, come on. All right, well, those are the conversions. One of the things that you need to pay attention to is, for example, if it is feet squared, or excuse me, square feet, if we were changing 543 this is not working. It does not want to go, does it? I'm trying some buttons on my calculator, trying to get us to the next screen. It simply does not want to go. All right, well, we will start with, for example, if this was 543 square feet and we needed to change it into, there we go, finally, into, in this case, square inches. Then we do the same things. We start with the units that we know. Notice that I'm writing it as 32 feet instead of square feet. There's a reason for that, and I'll get to that in just a second. But this is the same. I just wrote 32 feet instead of 32 square feet. My conversion from feet into inches is that 12 inches is equivalent to 1 foot. And I'm going to write it in the order so that feet are on the bottom, because that's what I'm starting with. Since I'm starting with feet, feet go on the bottom. So I'm going to write 12 inches over 1 foot. Now, because it is square feet, that means you have feet twice. Okay? So I write it as feet, feet, so that I know I have to convert feet to inches, not one time, but 2 times. The square feet tells you that you're changing from feet to inches twice. So I'm writing feet to inches once and crossing out the feet, and then I still have one set of feet to get rid of. So I write it a second time, and then I cross out the second set of feet. So I'm actually going to multiply by the conversion twice, once to get rid of the first feet and once to get rid of the second feet. If you don't want to write feet, feet, if you want to write square feet, that's fine. But understand that you still have to multiply to get rid of both of them. If you get that 1 square foot is equal to 144 inches, then you are more than welcome to write this as one conversion and put 144 over 1, if that works for you. If it doesn't, this works just fine. Feet get canceled out once, the second set of feet gets canceled out, you multiply across the top, 32 times 12 times 12, and there you go. The answer is 4,608 square inches. 32 square feet is equal to 4,608 square inches. So you can line up conversions as many as you want to get from what you start with to what you're looking for. Metric conversions work exactly the same way. You start with what you know. For example, we're starting with 3 kilometers, and we want to change it into millimeters. So if we start with 3 kilometers, and then we're going to find our conversion. And we don't have one specifically that says kilometers to millimeters, but we do have one that would take us from kilometers to meters, and then a second one that would take us from meters to millimeters. So we're going to start with the first one, and we're going to convert kilometers to meters. So I'm going to put the kilometers on the bottom, and that's equal to 1,000 meters. Okay, so my kilometers cancel with my kilometers. Now I'm in meters. But I don't want meters, I want millimeters at the end. So now I'm going to use my second conversion, and I'm going to put the meters on the bottom so that it'll cancel. And I'm going to put the 1,000 millimeters on the top, and I will simply multiply across the top, 3 times 1,000 times 1,000, and divide by the bottom, and that gives us a 3. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. That gives us 3 million millimeters. So that's how we work those problems. The homework is on page 574, and you are making conversions on 2 through 26 even.